Hello again, everyone. Edwin Lerner back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about the September 10th, 2022 full moon in Pisces, part 2 of 2. Now, it's also important to look at the aspects that this makes to points in your chart, this full moon in Pisces, as this could impact its delineation and interpretation. Now, this is going to make a tight inconjunct to my natal Venus and Leo in the fourth house. Now, an adjustment may be needed between emotional needs, which is the moon, and simply doing things that I may enjoy, which is Venus. Now, with the moon being in Pisces in the 11th house, that emotional need, which is the moon, may be associated with the metaphysical, which includes astrology. Um, and the thing is, which could be connected with a goal or aspiration, because that's the 11th house. Now, and also versus enjoyment and love, which is Venus, of expressing that extroversion, which is Leo, out of the home, which is the fourth house. Now, another way this could manifest this aspect transit could be sacrificing, which is Pisces, much for friends, which is the 11th house. And it could also indicate too much of a need, which is the moon, for isolation, which is Pisces, versus too little enjoyment, which is Venus, of extroversion. And that's, again, Leo is connected with extroversion and gregariousness, or it could be vice versa. Now, the key is for me to find equilibrium and balance between the two. Now, another thing, what's significant, is to look at the electional aspects that this transit makes, because that could impact its interpretation and delineation. Now, this is going to make the full moon in Pisces is going to make a sextile to Uranus and Taurus. Now, this could manifest as a powerful emotional need, which is the moon, in wanting to sacrifice, really, which is Pisces, and having a good blending with doing something that's environmental, which is Uranus, on an environmental scale for the Earth. And I would say the Earth is connected with Taurus. Now, that as an example. Now, this full moon in Pisces is also going to make a conjunction to Neptune. Now, this might add more inspiration and idealism to whatever is associated with this full moon. Now, if completing something, people may, be more inspired to do so. And if something, ends that is Pisces related, may have been truly something that someone may have actually dreamt or fantasized about, that manifests into a reality. And another thing too is that it's also important to look at other transits to your chart, as they could be intensified and amplified because they're taking place at the same time as this full moon in Pisces. Now, transit Venus in Virgo is going to be making a loose conjunction to my natal south node in the fifth house. Now, this may be expressed in a number of ways. Now, one way, it could be going away from, which is the south node, some kind of love, which is Venus, of analytical, intellectual, which is Virgo, amusement and enjoyment, which is the fifth house. Now, I'm hoping may simply be leaving behind, which is the south node. It could be a monetary situation, which is Venus, that was forcing me to be frugal, which is Virgo. That was impacting my amusement, my fun, my enjoyment, which is the fifth house. Now, another thing too, it could also be a Virgo love from the past, maybe returning. I think it could be. And hold on a second, people. I'm checking this transit out. And it may be someone. It might be a Virgo sun, moon, or ascendant person, or simply one that embodies those characteristics. I thought what was interesting. I'm gonna adjust this for a minute, people, while we're talking. I'm sorry. I want to say what I find interesting is is that recently I have discovered, that somebody, that was a Virgo sun that I knew on Facebook, and she had really expressed some interest in me. She had passed away, so it's almost like, wonder if that was like a precursor to this, this transit coming, because for me, because again, transit Venus in Virgo will be making a loose conjunction to my South Node, and that could, reflect a love that's going away. And in this case, it was a Virgo sun, sadly enough, that had passed away. Um, Now, another thing that, it's important to look at, other electional transits um, that take place at this time, as they could be amplified and intensified because they're taking place at the same time as this full moon. Now, Mercury is going to be going retrograde either on this day or the day before in Libra. And many people may be reviewing legal matters and contracts now, and making sure they see the fine print. Now, what's interesting with this full moon in Pisces, it may manifest in the revelation or unveiling of details one may have glossed over, and many may be going over matters with contracts and reviewing and taking note of this. Now, Mars in Gemini is going to be making a sextile to Jupiter in Aries. And the thing is, this could be, very auspicious for an abundance of courage and enthusiasm. And in abundance, of course, Jupiter enlarges things. Courage and enthusiasm is associated with Aries. And doing so, being able to tackle manifold, which is Gemini activities, which is Mars. Mars is about action. I would say, activities in general. And there's going to be, of course, being on a Saturday, there's going to be a plethora of college football games on this day. And this could be a very good blending of actions, which is Mars, that require dexterity, which is Gemini, and in a sport, which is Jupiter, that can be volatile, and that's Aries. Now, you may see more scintillating catches and receptions than usual by receivers, and receivers may have better games on average than what they ordinarily have. It wouldn't surprise me at all if that happens. Now, let me talk about an interesting event that may correlate with this full moon in Pisces transit. Now, on September 9th and 10th, 2022, in Port Huron, Michigan, there's going to be a conference regarding the exposure of spiritual roots of disease. Now, the full moon, again, go down here a second, people, hold on. The full moon, again, is about revelations and unveilings of things. And it can be about things that are exposed, about exposures. And Pisces is associated with things that are spiritual. Now, the conjunction of Neptune, at this time may emphasize something that was really nebulous and unclear for many. And there's also going to be some practical magica, it's called Wellness and Psychic Fair, held in Long Beach, California, on this day as well. And there's going to be psychic and tarot readings at this fair, and both of these things are associated with Pisces. The fact this is falling on a full moon may give more significance to these readings. There may be greater prosperity in doing the readings for people, more so than usual, and it may also increase the popularity of the people that are doing the readings. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Lerner saying stay well.